Hey, beautiful soul. This is Katie with the channel Weather Shaman. Welcome if you're new, and a big hello to my returning subscribers. Today I'm going to be doing a 20K Q&A. I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your subscriptions to this YouTube channel. This is amazing that we've made it to 20,000 subscribers on this channel. I am so excited, and this channel would not be possible without each and every one of you. So thank you so very much. And a special thank you to each and every one of you who have donated to the Weather Shaman YouTube channel over the past few years. I am so beyond grateful and blessed for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your love and support. And thank you to all of my lovely, beautiful clients. And thank you to all of you who submitted questions for this Q&A. So what I'm going to be doing is reading to you all of the questions that were submitted. And I have names in a hat of those of you who submitted questions. And I'm going to do a free giveaway drawing at the end. I'm going to go in and pick a name at random, and the winner will be able to choose any service that I offer free of charge as a thank you for all of your love and support on this channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in and get started. The first question was submitted by Aisha. Would love to know more about starseeds and what you know and have experience related to them. Would like to know any experience you'd like to share. Okay, starseeds. When I was going through the major thick layer of my spiritual awakening in 2017-ish, I started doing research on starseeds because I just was having weird, trippy experiences with UFOs, paranormal experiences that I couldn't explain. I was starting to see things in the atmosphere at night that I had never seen before. Just weird things started to happen. And I started having dreams of these beings from other star systems that would come to me and interdimensionally give me information that was out of this world. And at first I thought I was losing my mind because I'm like, what is happening? But then I went on YouTube and did a search for other people out there who were going through the same experiences as me. And I found a lot of people on YouTube talking about this phenomenon called starseeds. And there was a quiz I took on which starseed galaxy are you originally from. It's been theorized that we are all comprised or made up of stardust. And I thought that was really interesting. And the star systems that I identify with the most are Pleiades, Sirius, and Arcturus. So there's a lot of information out there. It's really fascinating. And I also did some shamanic journeying work in my shamanic classes that I've taken at EarthStar Spiritual Center. We went on a shamanic journey one time in one of my classes, and I had a very interesting experience in a galaxy far, far away in another star system with other interdimensional beings. And I integrated a lot of cool out of this world information and got to see different technologies that they've employed out of this world that are very advanced beyond what the human mind can really comprehend. And it's just really fascinating. There's so much more out there than what we've been told. There is so much more out there than what we've been told. And for some of us, we experience what's going on out there in our dreams and in visions. Trust whatever's coming to you, even if there may not be official evidence for it. Just trust whatever your intuition is calling you towards, and just do a little search on starseeds on YouTube. There's a lot of YouTubers talking about it. It's fascinating. Okay, thank you for submitting that question, Aisha. And Patty, from Patty the Healer YouTube channel. Patty asks, who taught you about shamanic Reiki healing, and do you want to learn anything else? Well, okay, so the shamanic and the Reiki aspects are in two parts. So my journey began taking Reiki classes, Reiki 1, 2, Advanced Reiki, and Reiki Master Teacher. My first 3 levels of Reiki I took in Asheville, North Carolina from a beautiful, beautiful soul, Odelia Forlenzo, an amazing Reiki teacher. And also my last level, Reiki Master Teacher, I received from my beautiful Reiki teacher, Lori Alderman, in the Greensboro, North Carolina area. She is a wonderful, beautiful soul as well. And then after receiving my Reiki attunements and getting my certifications in Reiki, I decided I wanted to explore more. What else is out there? Well, I was intuitively led to a place called EarthStar Spiritual Center in the Greensboro, North Carolina area. And they offered shamanic healing classes to build on top of my Reiki and to explore more of what else is out there. And it was really cool. So I took shamanic healing classes and shamanic life coaching and master shaman courses. And right now I'm in the midst of more shaman courses, and there's going to be another one coming up. And you all are welcome to attend if you're in the North Carolina area. On March 11th, we're going to have another shamanic mystery school course, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be exploring the fifth dimensional reality, 5D. So I'm going to be personally attending that, and I hope to see you guys there too. And I will put the information for that class in the description box below this video if you're interested. And you can go on EarthStar Spiritual Center's website and register. But yes, so that is what I've done on my journey. And as far as learning something else, yes, I want to remain teachable every day. And I'm always curious about learning more and expanding my knowledge base. So whatever happens to be next on my journey will just show up, or I'll just intuitively be led to it. But for right now, I'm excited about the next shamanic class in March for 5D, fifth dimensional awareness, and then kind of going from there. All right. So Lady Matic is the third person who asks, can you please tell us about your spiritual journey? Yes. So my spiritual journey has definitely been a process. It has come in layers. So the first part of my journey, I would say I went through a dark night of the soul where I was like super depressed and super anxious and having burnout after burnout. I was working in the school system as a public school teacher in my last official job in the 3D Matrix. And it was just so stressful. I was also doing a second graduate school program as well as a teaching fellows program. And I just wasn't getting any sleep. And it was just so much pressure. And it was just so demanding. And, you know, that depression and that anxiety and that insomnia just really started to take a toll on me. And it was just really, really bad. And the only thing that would help me to sleep just an hour or two each night were ASMR Reiki videos on YouTube. And that's what got me curious about this. And I was like, wow, that'd be so cool to be an ASMR Reiki YouTuber and do the same thing and give back and help people who are struggling in this world. But at the time, I didn't think that was possible. I thought I was stuck in this dead end job day after day, and that my life was just going to be miserable from here on out because I didn't think there were any other options. I didn't see my potential at the time. And so the universe decided for me, and I lost my job against my will, unexpectedly, and was not given a reason, and it didn't really make sense. And I tried to fight it for a year with an attorney, and it got nowhere. So I dropped the case and decided to surrender to the process. During that time off, I was able to cash out one of my retirement funds, and that supported me along with the love and the support of my parents, and along with the love and support of other people, such as donators on this YouTube channel, and just amazing, beautiful souls and soul family that just started to come into my life and started to support this new dream to start a YouTube channel and make ASMR Reiki videos and start my own businesses online and in person. Just all this support came in from my family, from soul family, from strangers, from people online that just generously decided to donate to the cause. And I was just blown away. So I didn't know how this was going to work out. I had to take a leap of faith. Something had to change. I was too just depressed and anxious and just broken to go back to a corporate job. You know, prior to teaching, I did meteorology, atmospheric sciences, climatology studies. I did broadcast meteorology on TV. I did climatology scientific research for different research teams and have a series of publications out there on climatology and wind energy resources. So I have like a really analytical math and science background. So I was really scared to take this leap of faith and try something completely different than what I went to school and graduate school for. It was like YouTube, ASMR Reiki, spirituality, shamanism, Reiki. Okay, totally different from what I'm used to. This is scary. There's no security here. I don't know what I'm doing. But I just took it one step at a time, and it just began unraveling. And It was really cool because the way my business started was I started just driving to people's houses and doing Reiki there. I brought a little shaman bag and my Reiki tools and would just go and drive from place to place and do sessions there. And then I started to expand online and do online sessions on Zoom with people over the world. And it's just taken off, and I'm just so grateful. And this has been a big part of my journey, is learning to trust the process and learning to do things outside my comfort zone, and knowing that what I'm doing today was kind of chosen for me in a sense, and that this is more in alignment with my truth than doing all of the hardcore stuff that I used to do. And I can still use the skills I learned in all of my math and science careers and transfer them into what I do today. That's why I call myself the Weather Shaman, former meteorologist and climatologist, and now a shaman. So piecing my old self and my new self together as one and trying to find harmony and balance there. So yeah, the spiritual journey has been in layers. And then as I was doing this journey, I started to have more trippy experiences. I talked about the UFO starseed thing earlier. I started to connect with deceased loved ones on the other side. I started to hear my deceased loved ones talk to me. I started to get channel messages from other people's loved ones. And I tried to block it out because it got to be so overwhelming, but it just got stronger and stronger. And I just accepted that that's a gift. And that, you know, I'm a medium, even though I didn't choose it. It's just, I can't control it when it happens. Like, I'll be driving down the road and like one of my best friend's father will start telling me something that they want them to know. And I'll think it's crazy and maybe not believe it's true, but I'll share the message with them. And they'll be like, wow, how did you know that my dad used to call me that name? Or how did you know that? And I'm like, I don't know. So I'm learning to not fight it and just listen to these messages that come in from the other side, from deceased loved ones and from the other realm. You know, we're all connected. I believe in eternal life. I believe that our soul lives on forever, and that these vessels, these physical bodies, are just temporary containers for our souls to be in this temporary 3D human experience. But our soul lives on forever. And now I've really experienced that and have proof of that in terms of the communication that I receive from the other side quite frequently. And it's really, really cool. And then that led me to go into more prayer and meditation and connect also with Jesus in a dream in 2018. I was in a really dark, dark place, and I had 104 fever. I was very sick. I felt awful. And in this dream, Jesus appeared to me in the ancient place of Galilee, I believe, and kept saying, I proclaim, I proclaim. And I just felt like this beautiful Christ-like energy come over me, and a safety and an assuredness. And then the next morning I woke up, my fever broke, and I was healed. It was just so out of this world and trippy, and it was beautiful. And I've had dreams with angels and seeing the angelic realm and being in an angelic courtroom, seeing the globe from a higher perspective. I've had near-death experiences, just so many weird things that science and math cannot explain. And that is what kind of pulled me out of the analytical math and science identity that I had into this new spiritual identity. And there's a really cool saying that I've learned on my journey, and it's, organized religion is for people who are scared of going to hell. But spirituality is for people who have already been to hell. So when people ask me what I am, what do I believe, I just try to say, you know, look, I'm doing my best to practice spirituality and follow Jesus's teachings of unconditional love to the best of my ability. But that's all. I try not to have a label for myself, because we're all multidimensional spiritual beings having a physical temporary experience. And the biggest thing I've learned on my journey is that love is the answer. When in doubt, love is the answer to all things. All we're called to do is love one another. All we are called to do is love one another and look for the commonalities, the common thread that connects us all more so than the differences. If we can just focus on more of what brings us together and what brings us together as one, then that's really the greatest truth of all. Love is the greatest truth of all. It has taken me so many years of my life to finally realize love is the answer, because to me, God is love. To me, spirituality is about how can we be of maximum service to our brothers and sisters on this planet at this time. We are all needed. We all need to help each other through this ascension process. Life is so much easier when we collaborate and work together and come together as one versus when we separate and isolate and compete. Now is a time to go from competition and separation to cooperation and unity. That's what I've learned along my journey, and it's been quite the process. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still evolving, I still have much to learn, and I love to hear all of your input and feedback as well. And I think that there's a truth in everything, and I like to just stay open-minded to everything and just keep learning every day, and it's beautiful. Okay, so the next person that's in a question is Glenda Chastain, and Glenda asks, was your spiritual awakening something that happened more slowly over time, or did you have a sudden shift in consciousness? Was it something you felt early on in life? So let's start with childhood. So when I was a kid, there were weird things that I did that the adults around me did not understand. One of the things I did was I would kind of start singing and chanting when I was in the woods, and they had no idea what I was singing and chanting. They thought I was a little odd. But now looking back on it, I see that what I was doing was something called light language, which is like a channel type of healing frequency language. And it's kind of like what I do in some of my videos, like Heleokushima se helaki, Heleokushima se helaki, oh, 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 oh. It's like channeled language that comes to me from another dimension that is used for healing purposes. We have the ability to heal ourselves when we sing and chant the right frequencies, when we utilize nature, when we utilize all the tools that we're given on this earth, okay? And it's really fascinating. As a kid, I was tapping into that, these healing frequencies. And at the time, I had no idea what it meant. And, you know, I remember as a child, I had a dream about my grandmother right after she passed away. And I told my mom about it. And I told her what I saw. And my mom said it was undeniable, that it was truly a spiritual experience in terms of what I saw and what I experienced, that it was more than just a dream. So my mom started to see that I had these supernatural, out of this world gifts. And she validated that. And then as an adult, I've been able to tap into that more through dreams, through visions, through channeling. And when I went through that dark night of the soul I talked about, where I was in an intense depression and had anxiety, and I didn't know what to do with my life when I had lost my job in 2017, between losing my job and starting this YouTube channel, I had no idea what to do. I was terrified. And I left everything behind that I knew, the familiar, and I decided to start this channel anyways and take Reiki classes, take shaman classes and crystal healing classes, and begin making videos and just trying out and seeing what happens. And it's led to amazing things. And as I was doing that, I just kept connecting with more beings from the other side, angels, ETs, deceased loved ones. I started having experiences with animals. The animals started to act very differently towards me. I started to almost hear their consciousness, feel their energy, and I started to become more sensitive, and I wasn't able to kill bugs anymore. You know, we're conditioned that if you see a bug, you're supposed to kill it. But it got to a point where I became so hypersensitive and aware and conscious that I could feel the ant's consciousness. I could feel a beetle's consciousness. I could feel a squirrel's consciousness. So then I was guided to go vegetarian. And the more plant-based foods I ate, the more sensitive I became to the consciousness contained within all living things, not just humans, animals, plants, insects. There's a consciousness in all life. And I began to learn how to respect that more and learn how to be more in tune with that. And it's been really, really interesting. And yeah, so I would say the spiritual journey has really unraveled in stages. It's been just one stage after another. And the next person, I am Joe Chester. I believe this is Jody Chester. What has been your favorite resource on your spiritual journey? For me, nature has been the most important resource, because when I went through my dark night of the soul, where I was really depressed and lost myself and really didn't want to be here anymore. It was because I had a strong disconnect from nature. I was trapping myself in the walls inside. I was hiding out from everybody. I was getting everything delivered online because I just did not want to face the world. I didn't want to face society. I didn't want to be anywhere but inside my bedroom. I basically was like living in my bedroom for a couple of years and just hiding from the world. And it wasn't until I got my butt outside into nature and began exploring nature trails solo and connecting with nature one-on-one that I began to really go through a spiritual awakening on an even deeper level. And I call it soul journeying. And nature is where I really did most of my healing, where I was able to work through grief, where I was able to work through pain, where I was able to find my true identity and figure out what I came here to Earth to do to find my life purpose. Going on tons of nature walks and exploring new parks, exploring new places, it brought me back to life. That's what I used to love to do as a child, and I had lost touch with it. I became so engulfed in the busy 8 to 5 world and making money and climbing the success ladder, getting a bachelor's degree, getting a master's degree, getting another graduate degree. It was like nothing was ever enough in this 3D matrix. No matter how much success I had, no matter how much money, no matter how much of anything, it wasn't enough. I just got more and more depressed. Nothing in the 3D material plane could satisfy me. It got to the point where nature is where I began to connect with life again. And my soul felt alive, and I started to get peace of mind, and I just started to feel free. And to me, what I've learned is the greatest form of wealth you can have is peace of mind and feeling free and freeing your mind. And that's what nature has done for me in my journey. It really has. And nature is where I feel close to our Creator, where I feel close to the God of our understanding, okay? Where I feel close to everything. I feel connected as one when I'm in nature. And it's just, I feel safe there. And that has really helped me on my journey. And that is where I go into prayer and meditation the most, is when I'm in nature. That's when I'm in harmony and in balance. I just saw 2222 on my camera recording, so that's really interesting. So that might resonate with you. For some of you, angel number 222, if that's something you've been seeing recently, look it up. It may be a message in there for you. Last question, Patty Newcomb. So we have 2 Patties, that's really cool. So this is Patty Newcomb. At what age did you find out you were an empath? I was 58 myself, hugs. First of all, Patty, hugs back. And at what age did I find out I was an empath? I think it was close to age 30, 31, when all this kind of really started to kick off in 2016, 2017. I didn't know why I was becoming so hypersensitive to frequencies like EMFs and other people's feelings, and feeling the consciousness of animals so strongly, and insects, and certain sounds started to become overwhelming, lights. It got to the point where I could no longer go to the grocery store. I had to order things online. I became so hypersensitive. I was like, what is happening? And when I did research online on YouTube and on Google, I started finding this word called intuitive empath. That was the first words that I found that was describing what was going on with me, intuitive empath. And then years later, one of my dear friends today, Alice, gifted me a book called The Empath's Survival Guide. And it gave me tools and understanding information on how to navigate this heightened sensitivity in life. And I've learned to get a better grasp of it now. And I now know to trust my gut and to basically learn how to navigate all this a little bit better. And carrying crystals can really help to make it more bearable going into a store. And I'm learning to go to the grocery store late at night as opposed to during the day when there's tons of people. I try to go when it's not crowded, so either early in the morning or late at night. And I'm just learning coping skills and ways to manage and navigate. And I now know I need to recharge energetically. I get very overwhelmed with other people's energies. And when that happens, I have to take a step back and just recharge and reset. So that is something I've learned. But yeah, being an empath is a gift and a curse at the same time, because we can intuitively feel other people's pain. We can hear and tap into their emotions, and we want to fix them. We want to heal them. Some of the world's greatest energy workers or energy healers are empaths. We can feel very, very deeply. And that's wonderful, but we have to be careful not to take on other people's energy as our own, and just protect ourselves energetically, and just have an aloha bubble of love around us, and just be the love we wish to see in this world, and know that nothing is truly ever personal unless we make it personal. But yeah, I highly recommend that book that my friend Alice gifted me. It's the Empath Survival Guide. It's amazing. It's really helped me a lot. And what I'll do actually is I'll add that to my Amazon storefront, and I'll put it under my recommended books, and I'll put the link in the description box below if you're interested in checking out that book. And I want to thank you all for submitting your questions. Let's go ahead and see who won the giveaway. I've got all the names in this hat. I'm going to shuffle all the names, and we'll see who wants to come out. Closing my eyes. Who is the lucky winner for this giveaway for 20K Q&A? Let's see. Ayesha, awesome. So Ayesha, you get to choose any service that you wish to have free of charge. Congratulations, Ayesha, for winning this 20K Q&A contest. This is awesome. And thank you to everybody who submitted your questions and participated. I really appreciate all of your love and support. This is awesome. Yes, so Ayesha, you are the lucky winner. And yes, thank you all, everybody. Please feel free to comment below if any of this resonated with you, if you have any further questions, and I will do my best to answer them. And I'm sending each and every one of you so much peace, love, and light from me to you. Have a wonderful, blessed day or evening, wherever you are in the world at the time of this video. Namaste and much love.